part of me as much as it's a part of you.
Truth is, this isn't just a car.
I'm going to babysit a car.
A car that could change the lives of millions of citizens.
I don't see how this car is going to save my city.
Not this car. This car. We call this configuration the Defender.
My car needs a driver.
Star Car, the 1994 TV show Viper.
So, we believe this is the last known Viper Defender in existence from the television series Viper. We're still trying to track down the two hero cars that were built by Chrysler. We have no idea where they've gone to, but this was a stunt car that was built for the show, and we're really fortunate that Mr. Moyer has it in his collection, because some collectors, they keep them under wraps. So, and again, we're really happy everyone's out here. Yeah, so we'll kind of talk about the car a little bit, some things that we kind of pieced together. Or actually, you guys want to go? We'll go into our introduction first. So, okay, so I'll start with myself. I'm kind of the youngest of the bunch. So my dad was really big. He's a really big Mopar guy. He started into Mopars, you know, I don't know, when he was around or younger than me. And then he read about the show in a magazine. We ended up, he taped a couple episodes. I was like 3 or 4 years old when I'd seen it. And that was my first introduction to any kind of car drama. Obviously fell in love with it. I actually met, or this is the first time I met these guys, but we've been in contact for years. So Mike actually had a website. He was the first Viper website dedicated to the series. Viper Central, and when did that go down?
I created the original website, I guess, summer 1995, back when the internet was still mostly text. So I go way back with this show. I crossed paths with this car so many times. It's just crazy. It'd be I know they're going to talk about their personal experiences with the car, but it's just an incredible. It's incredible to see this set up today. I'm so grateful that you guys put this together. Can't say enough how grateful I am to Havoc Performance and the Moyer Collection. Could you give them a round of applause for putting it together? And what's great is I was one of those diehard fans of the show. I got to meet the cast and crew, and almost this is so surreal for me right now, because this is almost like 30 years to the day that I went and met the cast and crew at the Viper Mad Dash, which was a traveling show, and the cars are set up almost exactly like this, so it's just incredible to be here. And you know, over the years, I got to basically cross paths with Richard and Steven, and it's just an incredible fan community, and I guess I'll let Steven take over. Oh yeah. At the Viper Mad Dash, I met Pet Fly Productions, which was like Danny Bilson and Robert Benjamin and Jeff Cake and Heather Medway, and such an incredible cast and crew when it comes to the TV show. They were so giving, and they were constantly feeding me information like 6 months in advance between each season when they came back for syndication. So like, you know, I knew about the hovercraft mode that was coming in season 4. I knew about Jim, you know, McCaffrey coming back for season 4. They even told me about how Thomas Pohl had a new haircut for season 3 and all kinds of goofy insider information. It was funny because there was some humor to what they would send me, and you know, again, we pieced together. It was a group effort. We wrote the Viper Fact, frequently asked questions, and when it comes to the nuts and bolts of these cars, the three of us, we've done a lot of research. And if you have any questions at the end, you know, we'd be happy to answer any questions. And between the three of us, we probably know the answer. So, yeah, I guess I'll pass it to Steven now, and he'll talk a little bit about the car.
So this is actually kind of how it goes too. He was the start, he was the middle, and it's me out.
My name is Steven, also known as STL. I created the website Project Viper in the late 90s, 97. kind of the era whenever the websites were, all the rage. And can you hear me? Yeah. And it basically started out as a passion project. I don't remember much of the original series when this premiered. I was about 10 years old. I do remember my brother and his friend were in the living room watching a show, and I'm like, "Ooh, hey, there's a Viper," and I remember it transforming. But that's just about where my knowledge ended. Well, I was flipping the channels in '96, and during the ending credits of the show, you see this car from the top, and it kind of looks like a smiley face when you've got the two, there's portholes or solar panels and the windshield shape. And it dawned on me, hey, that's that show, that's that car from that show a few years ago. And I was hooked. I created the website, Project Viper on GeoCities, eventually with a .com. That .com lay dormant for after the show ended, and I vowed on the page, if Viper ever comes to DVD, I will bring the website back. And in 2015, VEI announced, hey, we're gonna put all 4 seasons of the show on DVD for everyone to view at their leisure, and it kind of re-engaged me. And during the time that it was offline, this man here would bug the living daylights out of me. Hey, do you know this, or can you give me this, or what about this? So I carried that torch and then kind of passed that torch on to him, and we created just within a few years, we created a Facebook group. There were a couple of Facebook groups dedicated to the TV show out there, and unfortunately, they turned on post-approval. So I was trying to let public know when Mr. Moyer had this car at Carlisle a couple of years ago, and of course, the post didn't get approved until after Carlisle. So they kind of missed the boat on that one. So him and the 3 of us created the Viper TV show Facebook group, and we have almost 18,000 members. So I'll let Richard talk about that.
Yeah, so I ended up kind of bugging him over the years and lit the fire under his ass to say, and then he restarted his website. I was super young. I was like 14, 15 at the time. Ended up seeing this car sold on Bring a Trailer, so then I got in touch with Mike, kind of. I just messaged him. I'm like, hey, can I have a chance to see the car? He said yes. And then he had told me, hey, it's going to be out in public. Can you let people know? And as soon as I went to post it to the only active group, it was approved within a month after it was shown. So that really upset me, because I was like, okay, like, come on. Like, this guy's willing to show the car. There is a fan base out there. I actually posted, we have it with us, but I don't really want to pull it out. There was an advertisement in Playboy for the show, and we posted that online, and Facebook just took it and had over 500,000 views, and then all of a sudden our Facebook group went from 600 to, I think, 15,000 in 6 months. So we're like, okay, well, there's obviously something going on here. And then, yeah, we ended up that's where we are today. I'm NBC Viper Online, obviously. Yeah, and then I ended up bugging him. He reopened his website, and now we're here today. We get to see the car, and I'm glad the fan base is actually rebuilt again, because I kind of thought, I don't want to be rude to the show, but I didn't think there were many fans out there, because it kind of went dormant for a while, and then I find out, we come here, there's a lot of fans still, and I get a lot of support online, so it's like, hey, let's do it, right? Let's have the fans get to see the car. So we also want to introduce our special guest. So I actually traveled from Canada, and I'd say Steve probably traveled almost the same distance. We have the designer of the Defender from Chrysler here with us. Yes. He has since retired, but yes, the man from Chrysler that designed this car is here. And we'd like to introduce him. His name is Steve Mario.
I want to say thanks to Mike for making this possible. This is fantastic. But I do want to tell you a little story. Right after the car show came out, I got a phone call one day from a young man, and he just wanted to talk about the Viper Defender, the car, and the television show. And we just stayed connected. This was 30 some odd years ago, 31, 32 one day I happened to have to go make a speech at a UAW meeting down in New Orleans, and I let him know I was going to be down there. And he came over. He wanted to meet me in person, and so we talked and we became friends. And Stephen Lawrence was the guy that did that back in 1995 before. So even though these three guys have put all this together and made this possible, he planted the seed 30 some odd years ago, and it grew into this. It was a real fun experience. As I came into work on a Monday, we go into the staff meeting, boss comes in and says, "Hey, we got a new project." "Oh, really? Okay, what?" "Well, Paramount wants us to design a car that the Viper will turn into by crime." And we're going, "Oh shit, really?" So the whole studio got busy sketching. I dug out a National Geographic magazine because I wanted to get a actual Viper look into the car. Hence, and thank God, I remember the day when I showed them my management, and they called Paramount. Danny Bilson came out with his crew, and I was kind of standing back. They were up at the wall looking at the images, and I could see Danny pointing to my image, and then they're all looking at that image, and I'm going, okay, they're either making fun of it or they like it. And sure enough, I got called over and they said, "That's the one they want to do." The original sketch is right over here on the table. A copy of it, which Mr. Moyer is going to get. And I've got more here too. That if you want one, I could sell you one, but I don't have them here at the moment. But anyway, I got to design the car. They flew me out to Paramount. I got to watch them film it. I met all the cast. I played golf with James McCaffrey. They stuck me with the bill afterwards. So I called my boss up and I said, "Hey, I just got a $500 bill at a country club." He goes, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it." But it was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate these guys keeping it alive. It's like being a kid again. I'm retired. I get to go home and make models, sketch cars, just like I did before I got the job. So, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna talk about some things with this car specifically. I guess you want to go right into that, or? Oh, sorry. I want to bring up Mr. Moyer. Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's all good.
I'll be brief. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I can tell you this. These three know more about this car than I'll ever know, and I actually own it, which is bizarre. When we bought this on Bring a Trailer, I didn't know what I was buying. I just knew that I saw it, and I loved it, right? I just loved it. I didn't know the TV show, and my buddy, I don't know if he's here, but he's running around, Kurt Wadsworth, I called him, I said, "What's this Viper?" Like, because I obviously collect Vipers. And he said, "Oh, it was a 90s TV show, it's really cool." So I started bidding on the car, never thinking we'd actually buy it. And then we won it. It was no reserve auction. So, funny story about that. So we bought it, we brought it back, we tucked it away, and all of a sudden, anybody's on Facebook, I start getting all these friend requests on Facebook. And I'm thinking, I'm not that popular. I assure you. And I'm telling my wife, evidently I'm popular now, right? And then I realized it's all these guys with pictures of Defenders, and I think I probably befriended you first, Richard.
Maybe.
And then, anyway, so it morphed from there. I realized that there was a following, which I think is so cool. And I said, we're fortunate enough, we're blessed enough to have it. Let's have people enjoy it that love this car. Because to have it and not enjoy it and share it, what's the point of having it, right? So, I'll let you guys go. I've been asked some questions about, can I take a picture in the car? Yes, the answer is yes. So the only thing I asked, if you want a picture in the Defender, just work with somebody, because at Carlisle, I let some people get in Defender, and there's people like me that can't get out of the Defender. I can get in it pretty easy. Getting out's the tougher part. So, once this is all over, please take pictures. It's all good. It's all good. And enjoy the rest of the cars. And thank you. Thank you.
So, I'm going to add something to that. Yeah, so he is right. This is one of the worst cars I've ever had to get in and out of. I have somehow shoehorned myself into this. The 6'2" of me. My head sticks out of the top. Be aware, if you sit in that car, you have about a foot, 8 inches to a foot, where that side putt is to the seat. So make sure your feet get lifted. You kind of have to like put your butt in first, then swing your legs over, and then kick your legs out, and then kind of jump out of it. It's pretty, but it's not very functional. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, now I guess we're going to talk about. So I was fortunate enough. I came out here. I've got a history of bugging people. So anyway. But I bugged Moyer and said, hey, can I come out and have a look at the car? He said yes. So I came out, I had a look at it. I took some photos, and then we noticed some things with this car that other cars in the series don't have. And we put together some facts. They're facts they're not facts, they're proof, that we think that the car was used only in season 1. There's little idiosyncrasies with this car that is not shared with other cars in the show. When they brought the show back, the weather was a lot different in Calgary than California. So that's where the evidence is on this car, that doesn't translate to other vehicles. There is a really weird thing about this car that we're scratching our heads on why one side's not like the other, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I guess we'll shoot along. Okay, hopefully you guys can kind of see the screen here. So I was actually off work for a while, and we all did a video chat, and then we were like, wait a minute, we noticed some things with the car, and then we went back in the show. I promise you guys I have a life. No. We went through and we kind of proved little things on what we believe is this car. So I personally think, this is not factual, this is something I think. There were 2 functioning stunt cars built for the first season, and then there was a nighttime one and a daytime one. I believe this was the daytime one. I cannot confirm that, and there are obviously 2 beauty cars built. Chrysler actually built 2 cars with real V10s in them. A gentleman named Dennis Grossbeck actually talked to me and told me, so the exhaust note, this still wows me to this day, that the exhaust note of this car on the series is real. I hate to break it to a lot of people, but kids, even Christine, the engine sound in the beginning of Christine is actually a Ford. Sorry. Someone here has a Christine. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Knowing that the Defender actually, the sound we hear in the show is real, that's big, because that's not common. Anyway, so, and unfortunately this car does not have that sound. This car has a 360 V8 in it, and it's an automatic. But we'll kind of go into, so a couple things we noticed. One thing, the headlights on this, and this is something I actually kind of learned today. Mike had pointed this out, so the headlights here are actually, on the beauty car, they're clear glass, but on this, they're like plexiglass. Frosted plexiglass.
It's almost like an OEM turn signals. It's got like a hex pattern, and the beauty cars were just straight glass.
And the beauty car had neon lights. This car does not have any lights whatsoever. And this whole front end, if you take the fangs out, the whole front end actually lifts right off, which obviously is not like the real cars or the beauty car. So one thing we noticed here, the side windows are actually Velcroed in, and when we were watching one of the episodes, we noticed when the car was chasing after the bad guys, the side window actually came flying out. And there's multiple times in the show, the episode Firehawk, actually, we have a clip of that. When James McCaffrey was flying out of it, his head hits the side glass out of the driver's side, and you can see it. You have to really watch, you see it bouncing off the ground. Also, something very strange about this car, the passenger wheel well is bigger than the driver's side. I have no idea why. and that is one thing that you can really see it in the show. So if you're watching the first season, pay attention to the wheel wells, and that'll tell you that that is most likely this car. Also, so the exhaust headers at the bottom here on this car, they hang low so you can actually see them. The beauty car, you don't see that. And obviously all the panels on this car are all closed. The rear hatch is closed. The fangs on this car retract. These are all scenes we believe the car was used in. I believe this is Firehawk and these are Once a Thief. So one thing about Moyer's car here, okay, so this is something we just found recently. The passenger side has a huge crack in the windshield. If you look here, so there's a scene where he's chasing after the yellow 72 Camaro, and when he flies through a barricade, one of the pieces of wood hits the windshield and it lines up that's where it actually cracked on the front. So it's kind of a little piece. Again, these are all things we gathered. Can we prove them? No. The other thing with this car that we kind of figured out, Unique Movie Car. So if you watch on his website, this car is actually in the background a lot, and it's in pieces. So, in it being in pieces, like he kind of he could have put the body panels back on. I don't know. We don't know the full story. If the theory that we came up with was when the show was done and canceled, NBC did not like the series, apparently. Management had changed. NBC wasn't a big fan, so they canned it. And it's weird that it didn't get a rerun in the first season. So it was canned. I personally think that the car was saved. This exact one was, hey, we're going to bring the show back, keep it under wraps for now, and then we'll use it when we build other stunt cars from wherever we're going to film it. And then they filmed it in Calgary. They did not use this car in Calgary. The date code on the tires is from '93. Yeah. There's another scene where we believe the car was used. Yes. Okay, I'm going to hand this off.
Okay, so, Richard was talking about Unique Movie Cars. Now, Unique Movie Cars built the majority of these Silver Defenders, but there was actually a second company known as Aero North, and they're the ones who actually built the two original Defenders, the beauty cars. And those cars were built in early 1993. The first one was January, and then I believe the second one was built in March. And they rushed the Beauty Defender to California for filming because they started filming in early 1993. Because originally, the show was commissioned for CBS to debut in fall, so they were rushing to get this thing done. And they started filming like really early. And I think the original pilot presentation was like in March or April. They were just cranking this thing out. And then CBS was like, no, we don't want it. So then the show kind of was floating around, even though Paramount was still in production. They were still, Paramount always believed in the show. They always did, and they always supported the show. And then Paramount eventually got together with NBC and became a mid-season replacement in January 1994. Now, how many Vipers do you think it took to make the show? So, any ideas? It was a lot. It was quite a few. The best we can construct, there were about 14 Defenders built. There were about 12 built by Unique Movie Cars. And then there were about the two beauty cars with the V10 and 6-speed manuals built in Detroit by Aero North. Now, out of the 12 that Unique built,
there was actually also RT10s with V8s in them as well.
Sorry. So, I was about to say that. Unique actually took, RT10s and basically turned them into stunt cars as well. From the best that I can tell, we spent 30 years looking into this, we believe there were about 6 of those built that were V8 torque lights. And then Chrysler donated 2 beauty cars that were pre-production engineering mules. So they also had 2 red roadsters that were V10 powered with the 6-speed manuals. So overall, season to season, the numbers fluctuated. Season 4 is like the lone exception. They had hardly any GTS coupes for the show. From what we can tell, they were only given 2 GTS coupes. So they were shooting very lean for that final season of the show. You'll notice in the earlier seasons, if you look at behind-the-scenes photos, they actually chopped up Vipers. They actually had more than the 14 plus another 6 or 8 RT10s. They actually chopped up a bunch of mules as well for camera bucks and stuff. So there were a bunch of half cars that were towed around. And, you know, when it came to that final season, most of what they did was they just put a GTS coupe on like a flatbed and towed it behind like a camera truck, because they just, and you'll also notice in the last season, that GTS is baby. They didn't do a lot of stunt work. As soon as anything real happened on season 4, it was always the silver car. If the car's gonna fall off a pier into the water and sink, it was gonna be silver. It wasn't gonna be the blue one. The blue one was baby. It was pampered. It was pampered. There wasn't a lot of stunt work. But if you watch like the mid seasons, like season 3 and season 2, Jeff Cake did a lot of his stunts. He did a lot of stunt driving himself. You could see him jump out of the car, spin it. He was very comfortable behind the wheel. Heather Medway was a great driver too. There are rumors that James McCaffrey, he was a New Yorker who rode the subway, and he barely had a driver's license apparently when he got hired, from what we've heard. So he was almost always in the automatic cars. The special effects guys would I guess drive the 6-speed manuals to get that soundtrack. But if you look, almost every time McCaffrey's in a car, it's like one of these with the automatics. I think, you know, there's some insert shots of him shifting the manual. I don't know if he actually knew how to operate the manual at the time. So it was all acting. It was all acting for automatic. I think that's pretty good for now. I mean, any questions about this particular car, the stunt car? Stunt car number 2. Yeah, question? Yes.
We believe, yes.
Yes, these are all date coded 1993, and the wheels in the back actually are customized tires that actually have to be laser cut, because they don't actually make tires that big for the Defender. They were specially made for this particular car, and that's why it's probably like, it probably cost you 10 grand to make a set of tires for the back of this particular car, because they're not in production of any kind. It's a really weird, even the original Viper's tough to, because I think they're 17-inch wheels. So it's a very unusual size. So even original Vipers are tough. Any other questions? Oh, well, yeah, one of the things too, they were, the Defender, if you look next to the RT10, it's a lot wider. And in order to make this all work, they actually had to do wheel spacers to basically stretch, widen the stance of the car so it could sit nice and low and predatory. But this was, like I said, this is now, out of the two companies, obviously this is a unique car. Steve and Richard did a documentary on the two cars built by Aero North. That's actually on YouTube if you want to watch it. It's a great documentary on like the building of the car. And cool bit of trivia. When this car was being built at Aero North was also tasked with building the very first Dodge Viper GTS coupe. So the very first concept car that debuted at the Detroit Auto Show was building beside the two beauty cars at roughly the same time. And if you look at that behind-the-scenes footage, you can actually see the the GTS coupe sitting in the background. So, all right, I'm going to let Steve take over now. Keep it fresh.
I'll wrap it up real quick here. Thanks everyone for coming. Again, we wouldn't have had this opportunity without the Moyer Viper Collection Havoc Performance. And last thing, we do have some raffles that we're going to be selling, and well, 100% of the proceeds will be benefiting the Alzheimer's Association in memory of Mike's father. We're going to have 5 different raffle prize packs. Each prize pack is going to have a replica street mode Viper license plate 369 BPF4. And we'd like to thank Celebrity Machines, Travis over there, for graciously donating all 5 license plates. So each prize pack will get a raffle pack, will get a license plate. Each prize pack is going to get a vintage Matchbox RT10 with the inscription "As Seen on the Viper TV Show." And then one of the prize packs is going to include the VEI Complete Series of the Viper DVD collection. Another raffle pack is going to have the Telemania Vintage Viper RT10 telephone, which is in the box stylized of the power station from the TV show. And then we have Full set, all 4 of the Viper comics is going to be included in the 3rd prize pack. We also have a T-shirt, which will be included in the 4th prize pack, and we'll also be doing some giveaways for some of the newer Hot Wheels Vipers. But again, 100% of the proceeds will be going to the Alzheimer's Association. It's $1 a ticket, or if you want to get 6 for $5. And we'll be doing raffles roughly every half hour. So if you stick around, thank you for coming, and enjoy your day.